Hi guys, hi subscribers here on YouTube. This is LaQueen from Battle First Aid Responder Services. My phone is about to die. Even though it was at 100%, my phone is still about to die. So I'm going to go ahead and go over some other issues right quickly. It is 9 o'clock here on Friday night, August the 14th here in Boston, North Boston and Quincy, Massachusetts. So I'm going to go over a couple things right quickly. It smells like baby wipes. Okay, I'm going to go over a couple things right quickly. First of all, I want to go ahead and make it very clear that he's to me from a mess. Okay, I just want to go ahead and make it very, very clear on a lot of other issues that are going on right now politically as well. First of all, we have to deal with an issue right now that's going on with the conventions, as well as that's going on with voter suppression. The main issue right now with the turnout to these events right now, especially everything is virtual. That's great to have the input of everything being virtual, but you can't vote virtually. So if you can't vote virtually, why are you going to have the conventions virtually? So what needs to happen is there need to be convention parties at every single Democratic committee office. The Democratic committee office is the Democratic committee. The National Democratic Committee is in every single city in every single state. So there's a Democratic office here, there's a Democratic office there, there's a Republican office here, there's a Republican office there. They're pretty much everywhere. So what it is that there's voter suppression. A lot of people, it really doesn't matter what side you're on. It really doesn't matter. It's who you support or who you don't support. But the main issue is with a lot of voter suppression dealing with the Democratic side. Okay, the Democratic side. So a lot of what are Democrats? Primarily Democrats are, of course, minority, low income, families of over 3 or 4 or 5 individuals primarily. But a lot of the turnout has changed right now. The voters registration has changed. A lot of the turn has been more towards the black church supporting the conservative view. Of course, they believe more in God. They believe in a lot more initiatives. And so pretty much it has lost a lot of the black vote. Now the black vote has gone more towards the conservative view. And as you currently know, the conservative view is more towards the Republican National Party. That is where a lot of the black vote, especially the black church vote, has gone. So the main issue what's going to happen is that during both convention parties, in order to win the election, the presidential vote, they're going to need both the popular vote as well as the super delegates, as the delegates, and then among all those delegates are the super delegates. So pretty much, what will happen is that whatever you're hoping for, whatever you're hoping for is probably not going to happen. So a lot of people's events, whatever people are hoping for, whatever they want, is going to get turned down. I mean, it's both on both sides, the Republican as well as the Democrat. A lot of people are going to get let down by political events going on right now, as well as a lot of TV shows are canceled, as well as a lot of issues with a lot of talk show hosts are going through a lot of other staff changes. There'll be a lot of staff changes in media. So a lot of people are going to be disappointed on both sides, on the Republican side as well as the Democratic side. Okay, so the main issue is pretty much getting the vote, that popular vote, balanced. And what's going on with the conventions is that, of course, there's not going to be any convention turnout. The only convention turnout is going to be for the people that support their party the most. And the people that support their party the most are the people that are the most involved in their party, per se. Not necessarily the Republican Party, but the people that are doing the most work and come together as a united party. So of course, if everybody's doing the work together, that party is going to get the most vote. If only 1 or 2 people are doing the most work in a single party, then that single party is not going to get any kind of support, because that single party is not getting the work and the help that it needs. And even though it may have a couple volunteers, a couple thousand volunteers here and there, it still is not getting the overall turnaround vote that it needs. Now, when you turn on the TV, when you watch ABC, NBC News, of course, you see smiley faces, beautiful makeup, beautiful hair, both the male and the females. You see bright, shiny faces, but that is a little bit too much too soon because the public, excuse me, give me a minute, guys. Thank you, love. Oh, coming off the, thank you, baby. Okay, all right, so what's going on is when you turn on the TV every single day, what you are seeing is bright, super bright, shiny faces on the media. You're seeing bright and shiny faces on TV, which is great, but those bright and shiny faces are a little bit too soon, too quick for America, for Americans. Okay, so so when you turn the TV, you see bright lights like this, like bright lights. But unfortunately, the United States public is not really ready yet for bright lights. So what it needs to do is it needs to focus a little bit more on local community involvement, as well as the national spotlight. Okay, the national spotlight. So bright lights, big time is great. It's great, but so far over the past 6 months, the United States economy has not only been in a government turndown, a government epidemic, but a lot of people have been suffering through depression. A lot of people have been suffering through, like Michelle Obama or whatever she's going through, whether she just needs some time medically for some things she wants to take care of, or if she really does need time to chill and to relax, to get her mind together. Because not only has the economy been shut down for the past 6 months, but also people have been suffering low-grade anxiety and depression due to not having any productivity, due to not working, due to their lives not having a normal time scale, not developing relationships, seeing the same thing over and over again, and nothing really changing in their lives. So it's great to be on TV to see bright lights, but unfortunately, all these bright lights is a little bit too soon, too quick, because the American public has lost a lot of legacies, a lot of legacies that they've lost this year. Of course, we lost a lot of good senators. Senator John Lewis. Then we lost Regis Philbin. Then there's a whole other issues going with a lot of TV personalities going through a lot of drama right now. So right now there is a lot of a little bit of depression here and there, but people have to get ready for the bright lights, like right behind me. But it's too soon, too quick. It's too soon, too quick. So the best thing right now, the best thing to deal with any kind of depression, or the fact that you really don't have a lot of resources. For me, I have to wait. I have to wait on the bus. I have to wait for a check. I have to wait for an opportunity. I have to wait. But in the meantime, while you are waiting, you can do something in the meantime. You can still be productive. So right now, the bright lights are great. It's great to be in the bright lights. Especially when you turn on TV, it's great. But unfortunately, the makeup and the hair, even the makeup on the men and the powder, all of that is just a little bit too soon, too quickly. Especially when you turn on the TV. The TV, a little bit of that is too soon, too quick. So right now, the United States public still has a lot to do and a lot of other issues to work on, especially if you are a single person. It is really hard right now, dealing with a lot of other issues. A lot of people do not have jobs. A lot of people are unemployed, as well as a lot of other people are going through. For me, I'm single. I don't have any friends. And you know what? I actually kind of happy about that, because I'd rather be best by myself than dealing with a lot of attitudes that I really don't have to deal with right now, because I have enough problems on my own. I don't need problems from anybody else right now, okay? So pretty much all this bright lights, especially in Milwaukee, are the bright lights on TV, are the bright lights in your community. It's best to just, start off. If you think that the bright lights are a little bit too much, too quick, it's best to just start out like this one right here, right in front of me. It's best to just start off a little bit at a time, especially since a lot of people are going through depression. A lot of people are going through depression by not having a productive life. So it's okay, because I don't know if it's a political agenda, I don't know if it's a pro-life or a pro-life agenda or whatever. Have babies. That's great. It's great to have children. It's great to relax. It's great to be calm. It's great to enjoy life and stay inside and just go to sleep and get your life together. But unfortunately, a lot of people still have to be productive. So sleep is good, but productivity is still better. So it's better to be productive than it is to sleep. I would rather be productive for 24 hours than to sleep 24 hours and let the rest of my life go by, if you understand what I'm saying. So right now, these bright lights, especially on TV or in your community, is great, but right now it's a little bit too soon for a lot of people. So the best thing is just, there's LED exposure. There's a lot of other issues going on as well. It's great to have an LED light. It's great to, I'm on 10%. You see these blue lights. So it's great to have an LED light. It's great to, have a lava lamp at home, or just go outside, go to a baseball game, go to a basketball game, go to a football game. Not a professional game. Actually go to a football game, a baseball game in your community. And slowly, it's not really have to do with bright lights, but just be exposed to be around people, and just having a little bit of community involvement does help relieve depression. Now, being a single girl like myself, it's not okay to get in anybody's car, because I don't want to waste my time as well as everybody else's time, because I like to talk. So I would rather not waste my time dealing with somebody else's and then taking a 20-minute car trip into a 10-hour a 24-hour day pass, which is usually what happens to me. So pretty much the best thing to do, especially if you are single, you are alone, and you don't have any kids, is to get out involved in the community. And especially if you are single, you need to travel. Right now, if you are single, especially going through this economic downturn, even if you're in college, even if you're a single parent but you don't have any kids, or you don't have custody of the kids right now, travel, get out, have fun. If you don't have a travel, go to a different part of the state, go to a park, go to a lake, go fishing. Just get out of your community and meet people, be exposed to nature. Especially dealing with the COVID-19 crisis, it has a lot to do with people's problems of there's the air quality is really bad in some people's communities, as well as being exposed to a lot of respiratory illnesses, which has to do with pneumonia as well as the flu. So there's a lot of other issues that you can work on, but keep the main thing focused. Relax and enjoy life. That's the best part. That's the best thing that you can deal with, especially with depression. It's just getting out there, dealing with anxiety, and just enjoying life for what it is, on your own terms, okay? On your own terms and not on anybody else's terms, especially dealing with COVID-19, which is a lot to deal with respiratory disorders as well as a lot of other issues. Now, it may be sad waiting in the short term, but the long term is you have a peace of mind, okay? As well as dealing with a lot of other people's issues, okay? So especially if you're single right now, travel, get out. If you have kids, I have a lot of cousins, they still have kids, but they are traveling right now. They are getting out, they're being productive. Like right now, it's Friday night here in North Boston and Quincy. There's a lot of people are still out. It's dark outside, it's getting darker, but people are still out being productive, being about their day and going about their business. Now, the bright lights, like behind me, it may be a little bit too bright for some people. And right now it's 9:30, 10 o'clock here on a Friday night. The bright lights may be a little bit too much for some people, and it may lead people to increase more criminal activity, as well as depression, as well as other issues dealing with mental health. But unfortunately, it doesn't, even if you see the bright lights on TV, or if you see the bright lights in your community, that means time is changing. Time is changing. Daylight savings time is about to hit us. So it's great to be involved in your community. Let me check.